Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video, we discussed about how craving for instant rewards leads us to procrastinate on a lot of things and how delayed gratification might be the secret weapon we all are looking for in this 21st century in this world of distractions. So today, I want to dive deep into some actionable, clear, practical steps that we all can take to build these muscles. Think of it as strength training, but for our mind. Also, what I'm going to be talking about is not willpower. We don't want another YouTube video on motivation and willpower and just grinding it out and sticking with it, because from what I've realized, willpower is important, but only in the initial stages of a process when we are getting started and getting rid of that initial inertia to build some momentum. But after a while, it is sort of pointless because it can burn you out real quick and it is not a long-term solution to anything. So with all that being said, let's get started. Goal setting is generally a very powerful technique, but even in this context, just having some goals or having them somewhere where you can see them regularly and just revisiting them from time to time, all of these are triggers which makes us less likely to fall victims to these instant gratifications. Because we see them written out in front of us and we want to achieve them so bad, it actually makes it very difficult to not delay gratification. For example, if I have a sticky note staring at me all day telling me that I have to get in the best shape of my life, I will not eat that sugary snack or that fried snack that I would otherwise eat. I would say we should always have an idea of what we are aiming for, whether that's writing a book, getting in the best shape of your life, or excelling at studies, getting that job, or trying to make a career out of something. The more specific you can get and the more often you visit these goals written down somewhere, the better. One bonus tip here is that I also actually like to break my goals into smaller and smaller steps and smaller sub goals, if you may. And I have regular checkpoints when I revisit these goals in the form of quarterly reviews. So every 3 months, that is 12 weeks, I will revisit the goals that I have set for myself and I will reassess. I will get rid of some goals, or I will what progress I have made on the goals that I want to keep, and I will keep on marching forward. And what this 12 weeks window does is that it creates a sense of urgency, because 12 weeks is not so far away, so it is not too much distant in the future, and I keep on tricking myself into believing that something that is very important for my goal, something that I really want to do, it might not seem very important right now, but I am almost on the finish line and I can slack off at the end of it, and I will have huge rewards in the end of it. So this is something that keeps me going in the long run. And goals also actually tie very well with visualization. If you can see it, if you can feel it, and even if you can know in your mind what you're going for and what it'll be at the end of delayed gratification, it becomes easier to push past these small short-term temptations. I actually sort of urge you to ask yourself how amazing it will feel to cross that finish line, to see your bank balance growing, or to complete that big project. All these mental pictures can keep us motivated in the short run. Now, most often we fall prey to this instant gratifications because it is easier to operate on autopilot than to always make a conscious decision. When we reach out for that snacks or tap our phones or click next without even thinking, we are actually doing it out of habit, and we have formed that habit because it is easier, and humans will always form habits which follow the path of least resistance. So by bringing some form of awareness to these habits, we can actually catch ourselves in the moment and do the right choice instead. And the fact that you're already watching this video means that you want to improve, so you're already halfway there. So before giving into the impulse, like ordering a takeout even if you have food, or buying that dress that you wanted but you don't really need, or just scrolling social media for a few minutes, during this time, just close your eyes, take 5 deep breaths, and reconsider if doing such a thing is going to bring value to your life. There are numerous apps also available nowadays that help you do that. For example, if you install the app, it will ask you to take a few deep breaths and reconsider opening a certain type of app, say Instagram or YouTube and stuff. And if it's going to hurt your goals, you just don't do that. That is something that you have to be mindful of, is that taking these small things is basically bleeding by 1,000 cuts. And to conquer this, I usually apply the strategy called the 10-minute momentum that I have mentioned in one of my previous videos. And basically what that means is that I just set a timer in Alexa, or say in my watch, for 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, I stop overthinking. I just force myself to do the thing that I want to do and resist all temptations. I don't have to resist it all day long. I don't have to resist them for the next 1 hour. I just have to resist them for the next 10 minutes. And usually what ends up happening is that I'm so engrossed in the work, I've already reached my flow state, and the thing that I was supposed to get distracted by, that just goes off my radar. James Clear put systems mindset in the limelight from his book Atomic Habits, and rightly so. If you're trying to save money, set up an automatic deposit into a separate savings account as soon as your paycheck hits your main bank account, so you never spend that extra cash. The same idea applies to some other goals. So if you want to lose your weight or get in a better shape, for example, if you are struggling to eat healthier, you can sign up for some meal prep service or weekly produce delivery. So basically what we are doing is, by automatic these daily chores, we are reducing the willpower needed. And really, a system is some form of mechanism that works with minimal willpower needed. In our first example, we are just removing the option of not being able to save, because that action is happening automatically without any of our effort, without any willpower needed, hence not hampering our long-term goals. Lifestyle design is another way of how we can delay our gratifications. Our surroundings actually very heavily influence us. So for example, if I'm prone to mindless scrolling, I will just put my phone in some other room, or put it on do not disturb, or actually just switch it off when I'm in my deep work focus zone. And actually that's what I do. A lot of my friends and family members, they complain that I don't answer on time. That is because I just put my phone on do not disturb and just work on my tasks. And I can report with absolute certainty that hell has not broken loose even if I have not replied to them on time. So I would highly encourage this method. Similarly, if a sugary snack is calling your name, you can stock up your house with some healthy food options rather than the unhealthy ones. I'm sure with all the commercialization today, you will find something that is healthy and tasty to your taste buds. So I would highly encourage you to do some research and pay for some things which are healthier yet tasty. So these small changes can feel very simple and cliche, but they are actually saving us a lot of time and a lot of willpower. And in all of these examples, what I'm doing is that I'm just removing the willpower, the discipline element of it, and I'm sort of automating these systems so that they happen automatically and I don't have to force myself every time to take the right decision. And all of these systems will help me delay gratification and take the more difficult route, which in due time will prove to be the right one. Finally, having somebody to share your journey with is not only worthwhile, but also makes a journey easier. When you have somebody calling you out or calling your name if you don't follow something that you told them, almost like it's basically having an accountability partner. And you can actually have partners from your friend group, your family. You can find your communities online, you can form groups and stuff and keep each other accountable. Check in regularly about your progress or the challenges faced and stuff. And actually, when I heard about this technique, I was not a fan of it because I'm like, oh, I want to work on my goal silently and being in the monk mode is all that I want. But surprisingly, having somebody to share your goals with, having an accountability partner. Even when I was lead coding, I went onto Reddit and find people who were in the same situation as me and they wanted an accountability partner. Having somebody to share your journey with, your challenges, your daily progress or your weekly progress, all of these things, they make the journey worthwhile. And just knowing that somebody else is in the same situation as me makes all of it easier. So delayed gratification doesn't mean not having fun. In fact, it actually means being a bit strategic about the actions that we do and the choices that we make. By practicing mindful awareness and by setting the right systems and also setting clear goals with mindful checkpoints, we all can train ourselves to stay focused for the long term. And the more you do these things, you'll realize that the pull of instant gratification doesn't actually go away, but it gets easier and easier to choose the difficult thing, which is actually seeming difficult in the moment, but is the right choice for you in the long run. And the more you do it, the easier it gets to take the difficult route, as paradoxical as it sounds, and the easier it becomes to win in life. I hope you found value in this video, and I hope you try all these techniques and see what fits with you and how you yourself can, make it easier for you to delay gratifications. And let me know down in the comments below any strategies that have helped you cure your procrastination. I want the comment section on this channel to be this community where people help each other out and share their experiences. So do share your thoughts. If you want to know more in depth about why we procrastinate and the science behind it, I made an in-depth video about it, so do consider watching it. And do like and subscribe. As always, it means a lot. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.